Anyway, talk about my first combat mission. I was in F-4s, and we were flying off the Carrier Ranger in 1967. And the program was, because I was my first combat deployment, even though I was a lieutenant commander, was to fly wing, go down south in a very non-threatening area as far as the air goes, and then move up in more complex missions, and eventually qualify in the CO's mind, CO of the squadron, where I could lead in a major strike over the north. Well, the weather interfered, and nothing happened. And all of a sudden, the weather cleared over the north, and all that other crap that we're talking about cleared away, and I was flying. I wasn't leading, but I was flying wing on the skipper. And when we went feet dry, that's when you go over land. Feet wet is when you're over the ocean. And so we went feet dry, and we're moving around. And of course, the name of the game is to keep barrel rolling and jinking, as we call it, so that they can't track you very well. And we're doing that to a certain extent. And all of a sudden, the skipper fires a missile. And I said to my backseater, "What the hell's going on? I don't see any MiGs," and he just shot his Sidewinder. And then before a little time went by, he shot another friggin' Sidewinder. I said, "Duck," that was the guy in the back seat. "What the fuck is going on? I can't see any MiGs anywhere." And he said, "Shut up, keep fucking jinking." And we kept jinking, and he's looking around, and then the missiles start coming up, but we had a lot of electronic equipment that was brand new as far as defeating missiles, so we were in a little better shape than some of our predecessors, but I couldn't tell anything. The whole cockpit, all the indicator lights are lit up like a Christmas tree, and the backseater said, "Keep fucking jinking," and we jinked in. We were the flak suppressors. We're the first ones in. We roll in, shoot at the flak sites. "Sorry, lady, I didn't know you were there." Anyway.
Come on, it's okay.
It's the truth, though.
She's heard it before.
And
two Navy sons.
all the lights were lit up with all this warning, but the missiles were going stupid, and all my backseater could say is, "Keep fucking jinking," and all I could say is, "Where are all these fucking MiGs?" And that's the actual truth. That's the conversation. And we got out and got feet wet and relaxed.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's my first combat mission.
Okay, Admiral.
And I went to CAG 14 as the CAG. And there I flew the F-14 as my primary, well, it was the only fighter in the air wing, but it was really my primary airplane because that's where my experience was. Although as CAG, you can fly all the airplanes in the air wing. Flew the F-14, I had a great time. It was a great airplane to fly. And I left there, and that was my last real flying experience until I was a Rear Admiral, and I had a battle group. I was deployed on the Kennedy. But before I went, I checked out in the F-14. Now here's an old guy checking out in the F-14, and I already knew how to fly it, obviously, and I'd already had carrier experience. But people were a little nervous about this old guy flying and getting in the F-14, and I was flying with VF-84 and VF-41. Those were the two F-14 squadrons on that ship. And my backseater in VF-84 was a guy who later was very, very successful, Pink Floyd. He was a backseater. He became a 3-star and was a great guy. He was the pick of the litter, or the duty or whatever. You know, they must not have thought very highly of him to put him in the back seat with me. Actually, I think they did think very highly of him. We flew together in these training missions, and on my 50th birthday, I went out and got 10 carrier landings in the F-14 to make myself qualified again to fly off the ship. It was interesting. I had dinner with Pink not too many years ago, and he refreshed my memory on our escapade. I guess it's unfair to call it an escapade. But I said, Pink, your job in this airplane is to keep me out of trouble. So if you see anything going wrong, you just use any language you want. You can call me shit for brains or what have you to correct it. But perhaps it's a good idea when we get out of the airplane if you call me Admiral. And Pink told that story. I'd forgotten it. But we had a great time. He was a great guy.
And see the entire film, now streaming on Amazon and Tubi TV. Or order the DVD online on our website, speedangelsproductions.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and comment below so as not to miss new upcoming videos. Thanks for watching.